Slaptail Squad, assemble.
If you were listening to this, you remember the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the great Slaptail Nation Army. And with me today, live in the Beaver Den, with an ass so fine it'll make you want to violate the first commandment, the Padme to my Darth Vader, the evil Lynn to my Skeletor, a woman who's as stingy with her pussy as Scrooge McDuck is with $1. I give you the Swan. Hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
How are
you
things?
Didn't say say hello, Swan.
Say hello, Swan.
You ruined it.
I didn't ruin anything. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
It's my podcast.
I have the microphone.
It's my podcast. So I have the microphone. Things are fine.
Things are fine. That's all you got to
No,
say?
do you want me to start out being angry?
Okay, well, let's move on. We'll move on. We can get to you later.
Okay.
Also with us today, all the way from Fresno, California, the monotone with a microphone, the trailer park monster, the dark lord of Browntown, and the grand commissioner of all things unholy. I give you J.D. Hutchins of the Slaptail Squad, also known as Subset B, the Monsters Lair podcast.
That's me. Hi.
Hi.
Wow, I give you this amazing intro, and you go,
That's
me. That's me.
I
Hola.
love fucking up your intros.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás usted? Muy bien. ¿Y usted? Sí.
No.
No? Oh.
SEO.
So?
Yo.
Anyway, we had a pretty good week. I've done some soul searching. And, you know, I am contemplating giving up comedy.
Why?
It was a pause for dramatic effect, and then I would have gone into it. But instead, you just immediately hopped in and said, why?
At least I didn't tell you why you're giving up comedy.
Oh, well, tell me why. What is your opinion?
Because it doesn't satisfy your soul as much as you wanted it to.
Why you say that?
I don't know.
That's not why.
That's not why.
No, people are not, people are not stupid. I mean, well, but it seems like I still have yet to find my audience that finds me hilarious. It seems like my jokes are just too, I don't think they're too complicated, but I think you have to pay attention. I mean, why do you go see comedy if you're not going to pay attention anyway? I don't understand that.
Maybe some people just like you were talking about, to go to laugh. So they want simple, easy laughs.
I think they want people to act like jesters. Like that's like simple comedy. They just want people to do dumb shit with whether they tell a joke or not.
They want characters.
Yeah. Hey, here's a joke I came up with, JD. Maybe you'll appreciate this one.
Okay.
Nobody steal this joke because I've yet to do it in a set. If I find out somebody stole this joke, it's a good joke. All right.
Timestamped right now.
All right, wait.
Okay, go ahead. Whenever you're ready to write this down.
Talk slowly.
He's recording it.
So my work overpaid me recently, and I didn't really know what to do about it. And I love Jesus. I'm a good Christian. So I thought to myself, well, what would Jesus do? So I used that money to hire a hooker to wash my feet with perfume.
That's exactly what Jesus would do, yeah.
I like that joke.
That's a good joke.
JD wasn't biting for a minute when you started out with the Jesus
He's like,
joke.
what about Jesus?
Yeah.
Did you say about Jesus?
I heard Jesus and immediately went. But yeah, that's good.
I hope you approve. Yes.
I approve. Add that to the set.
I'm going to add it. I think it's a good joke.
Do you want to hear my joke that I heard today?
Let's hear it, Swan.
Okay. A termite walks into a bar and asks, "Is the bartender here?"
It's a tender, because he's a termite. Yeah,
Right.
I get it.
Get
It's
it?
good.
Get it?
Good stuff, Swan.
I thought it was kind of funny.
It's great stuff, Swan. Did you want to tell your up?
My other
It's
one
kind of
that
an
I heard
open-ended
today.
joke.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to know the answer.
Well, revisit it. How about I got another one. Why shouldn't you fart in an Apple store?
Why, Swan?
Because there's no windows.
That's good.
Why don't I even get a drum? Yeah, thank you.
Rim shot.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
It's good
That's
stuff.
good.
Swan.
I got nothing else.
It's great stuff, Swan.
Mm-hmm.
Swan, you wanted to be angry before Jay did the phrase and all stories.
Yeah, I might embrace my anger like you do. How does that work out for you? Should I just go with it, or should I just suck it up?
Darth Wrath. That is my Sith name that was given to me. My anger is very hard to keep in check.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to act like I am happy out in the comedy world.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also so that I can produce and have people on the show that I want to see on the show. But I am very angry. I'm always on the razor's edge, Swan. Always on the razor's edge.
Do you think you cover it up well to the outside world?
Yes.
JD, what do you think? Does he? Do you know him as an angry person, or what would you think? Looking out, looking in.
I think he's a lot more angry than what
Well,
we
watch your
hear
fucking
and give
say.
him credit for.
Oh, sorry.
He's
what
He's
were you
gonna
saying?
mute you. He's gonna censor you. That's such shit. Go ahead.
But yes, I think Beaveman has a lot of deep-seated rage,
Thank you.
and we just scratched the surface.
This is true. I think that my rage would be a lot worse if I didn't have the podcast.
I agree on that one. 112%.
Probably a good point.
That's probably why I can't stop podcasting.
True.
Been doing it for like 6 years now.
Now, how about as the person looking in at the Swan? What do you think of me from the outside?
I think you wear everything on your sleeve.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's the fucking ice queen, man.
Yeah, you're. I don't know about that one.
She shows no emotion.
I think she's good at faking it.
At faking that she's an ice queen?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, she is one.
Nope. How many times? Let's just
She
talk
for
about.
sure is one.
How many times have you seen me
3
cry?
times.
Okay, it just doesn't happen. I can't do it. It doesn't happen. So I'm pretty sure that I just had a. What do you want to call it? Revelation.
Minty bee.
Yeah, finally realized you need therapy and should actually go get it.
I can admit that I need it probably, but whatever.
No. You just said I can admit that I need it probably. That's not the same thing.
Okay, well, maybe I should have it.
No. It's still there's no maybe. You need therapy.
Okay, well, I guess I'm not going there yet. I guess I'm still in denial.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, anyway, so I've had a lot of shit going on lately,
Mhm.
and I feel like as a whole, I hold it all in really well. But I just realized that like 39 years of shit is all bundled up into one big explosion that's going to happen soon.
Mm.
Because I've been holding it in since I was like 9 years old. And yeah, so that's a good, I can't do math, but I'm 45 and I'm holding in since a whole fucking quadruple decade of shit. So
Oh,
it might
welcome
come
to
out
the
real
club.
soon.
Yeah, you
No.
need your Beaveman moment.
Now, what I think she needs to do is not only get therapy,
Mm-hmm.
but embrace that anger and start dressing goth and hot, satanic-like, and just
I agree.
anger fucking me all the time.
Absolutely.
That's your solution. Not that I need.
No, I said you need therapy.
Well, I
And
haven't.
then there was a second part to
I'm gonna
that.
feel like I'm gonna probably
But
do neither of
also-
those.
But also,
Yeah. So
dress like a Sith Lord.
rule the world. Yeah.
Which one's the skanky, the red and black Twi'lek that like always dresses super hot? I can't remember which one she is.
I don't like their weird ass freaking.
You don't have to
horn
have a
things.
thing off your head.
I don't want a thing
doofus.
off my head. No. So no.
You're missing the entire point.
Hmm.
leather, latex, some lace,
Darth Talon. That's who it is. Is it? Is that
lots
who
of
it is?
chains,
No, that's not right. That can't be right.
Darth
spikes,
at Traka or whatever that said at the top.
Nope, it's Darth
lots
Talon.
of
Go back to
blacks
the other
and
one.
reds.
Yeah.
purples,
Oh shit.
dark blues.
Anyway.
Any hoobastank.
Anywho.
Any hoobastank. Got to see Dog Star this week. That was pretty fucking sick. It was good. It was awesome. There were sightings of Keanu in Grand Rapids. They posted that today on M Live. He was hanging out.
He was pretty humble, though, honestly. He didn't even make a big deal out of himself. He just walked out there, came.
He didn't say a word.
Nope. He didn't say a word, and
Apparently
he didn't
that's his thing. Apparently he does not take any of the spotlight on their shows.
Nope. I mean, he took about 30 seconds to play a couple riffs.
Yeah, a
That
couple
was
of
it.
their songs start with the bass, but other than that, yeah, not really.
So, good job,
I
Keanu.
appreciate a good bass intro.
I'm sure you do. Bass player.
Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass. He's slapping the bass. It's a great movie. Love you, man. Great movie.
Oh, I love you too, Beaveman.
Oh, you're welcome.
I feel the love. It makes me kind of want to vomit.
Embrace it.
No.
Embrace the dark side, says Darth Wrath. That's
Come on,
me.
Swan, bring the hate.
Bring the hate.
Hate. Let your anger
Let it
flow.
I've already thought about all of my
Hate
revenge.
flow
But we
through
won't
you.
talk about it on this because then it'll be documented.
Well, you've been super boring then.
I am.
You can go to the dojo,
Yeah.
listen to kids drop katanas on the floor.
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought you were going to say kick Ron's ass. That would be fun.
Well, that too. That could be
No.
very
That's just
therapeutic.
pathetic and sad.
Oh, poor Ron's.
I mean, there would be no challenge. There's absolutely no challenge.
Ooh, let's issue one.
You've done that to him before.
and he never
refuses.
shows.
He refuses.
Oh, Ron's. Miss you, buddy. Miss you. Yeah.
Nice.
My-
Anyway.
Look at I'm trying to I was being nice. Stop it.
What else did we do this week? Let's see.
Some comedy.
Did I do comedy this week?
You did comedy yesterday.
Oh, I did comedy yesterday. At
Well,
the Smoking
You
Joe's
did some
comedy.
stand-up gigs. As if you did comedy or not is still up there.
Hi-yo.
Heyo.
We saw
I'm just
movie
kidding. I'm sure you were hilarious
Hey, I laugh at myself.
to someone.
to some himself.
It's just me.
Just you.
It's just me.
That's right. I'd do much worse.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm still trying to figure out if it's something that I should continue to do or not. I don't know.
I mean,
Never
is
give
it
up.
fun for you?
Yeah, it's fun for me, but I'd
Yeah.
like people to actually laugh.
Well, maybe you just have to keep going till, like you said, you find your audience. And if it's fun for you, then it's worth doing.
I mean, nobody
Never
boos.
stop. Never stopping.
I mean, nobody boos.
So that's a bonus.
You got booed?
Nobody boos. Have you seen people get booed? I don't think people boo people much anymore.
They'll heckle
these
them if
days.
they suck really
Yeah.
bad.
Here's the question. Have you been hit with a tomato?
No, but I am going to throw
Oh,
them
you're
some. I am going to throw some at one of the comedians that. But I already warned her that I was going to do it, so.
And
I
she
guess-
said,
Oh,
bring it
that's-
on.
She said bring it because it might help her career.
Good heads up.
Yeah.
That's
What was I going to say though? JD, you know my infanticide joke. I told that to you, right?
Yes.
So the second part of that joke is we kind of workshopped that last night. It's in the raw stages. Nobody steal this one either. The second part of infanticide joke is, and for those of you women who are from Texas, where women have no rights or choice, try our new product, pre-infanticide, with adjustable nozzle. Sure to fit any cervical opening. 99% of cervical openings.
It's equal parts terribly true and also funny.
Dark. It's dark.
Oh, it's pretty dark.
Look, the handle doubles as a spatula.
Scoop that sucker off there.
But I'm workshopping that one. I wonder if that one would get me booed. That's the one I wonder. I'm like,
That
That
would
might.
I don't give a fuck. I'm doing that joke. I'm just ripping on Texas. Deservedly so.
Deservedly so, indeed.
Give your people give the females some fucking rights in this country. God damn.
Yeah. And do you know the people who would get angry about it?
Republicans?
And I can't believe how many women. Like,
Yeah,
really,
that drives
you
me
don't
crazy.
want any choice for your body? I don't understand that at all. Like, you don't have to choose that. You just need to have the choice.
Yeah, to have that just taken away from you. But you know what? The ones that are for it also are rich. So they're like, oh, well, it doesn't matter to me because I have the money to go to another state if I needed it done.
I don't think they're
Right.
all rich. I just think a lot of them, because I know a certain person that isn't rich who's all for like being super Christian and religious.
Yeah, but how
and it's
old are they?
My age.
Okay, they don't have to worry about it anymore.
But
They're probably not having much. They probably have no capability or reason or risk of getting pregnant.
But they don't want it for their children or their grandchildren either.
Yeah, that just means they're selfish as
Yeah,
fuck.
exactly. And you don't want to have control. Like, you don't need to say you're going to do it. I just would rather have the option to have that option. Like, you're taking away all of your right. Like, you're giving up your right to have a choice.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you want the option
Mm-hmm.
to have options
Yes.
because it's optional.
Yes. Because it's optional.
So,
Mhm.
so what you're saying, Swan, is you would like Texas to have basic American freedoms
Yes.
that are granted to all citizens,
Yes.
except those who live in that state.
Yes. Correct.
It's a pretty radical concept, Swan.
It is. Jeez.
Fuck Texas. Anyway.
Anyway.
Not worry about them. I'm pretty sure nobody in Texas listens to this podcast. And if you do, you're not the typical.
Maybe they're listening because they're haters, and that's fine too.
Fine, also.
It's all just tied into their severely antiquated religious views that they hold on dearly into that state for whatever reason. You're talking about the same state in certain counties that still have blue laws that say on certain Sundays of the year you can't even buy like basic grocery ingredients because you're not supposed to travel out into the community because it's the Sabbath. So it doesn't surprise me that they have crazy views on women's reproductive rights.
Silly.
Just about everything else. And of course, Texas is gigantic. And if you wanted to leave Texas, you got to have money to leave Texas in the first place. Which, if
Right.
you're indigent or just barely above the poverty level or at the poverty level, how are you going to get the fuck out of Texas?
Better start walking.
That's a long walk.
Every
Mm.
direction.
Yeah.
Unless you go in the water, I guess.
And then it's a long swim.
A long swim. All right.
Mhm.
Well, now that we've said fuck you, Texas, I have a new celebrity crush. I've decided to change my celebrity crush.
Oh,
Oh,
poor
interesting.
Drew.
Yeah. I never thought it would happen, but it has happened. And yeah, she's starting to haunt my dreams, you guys. I'm starting to fantasize about her quite often.
Oh, geez.
Anybody care to take a guess? I'll give you each 3 guesses on who you think my new celebrity crush is. One at a time, just one guess at a time. Start with this one.
Can we, are they a real person?
They are a real person.
Okay.
Is it someone from the Star Wars cinematic universe?
It is not.
Oh, shocking. Does this person do adult cinema?
No.
Are they mainstream famous?
Yes.
This is like 20 questions between the two of us. We're gonna get
Is
it.
this someone who became recently mainstream famous?
No.
Huh.
Are they an actress?
Nope.
Are they a music person?
Nope.
Comedian?
Are they
Nope.
a comedian?
I already asked, so that one doesn't count for you, JD. We're on like 8.
Do they come from stage and theater?
No.
Ooh, it's our running woman presidential elect candidate.
No.
No.
I'm tapped.
I don't know.
It is our governor.
Oh, so I was close. I was getting there. Dang it.
He
We
is
should have
so
stayed on it.
hot. So hot, so powerful.
Oh, God.
Just so Ooh,
All right.
our governor.
That's creepy.
Governor
but,
Gretchen Whitmer. And I feel like I would have a shot.
She's like he's looking out for Big Gretch.
Oh, big Gretch. I'd like to jump right on in there.
So, Swan, if Beaveman suddenly shows an interest in local politics and getting in on the campaign, you know why.
Okay. So can I donate him to her campaign?
I could be the first. What do they call the governor's husband? First dude? First gov dude?
Oh, what's the first? What is the first? For the president? What is it called?
First gentleman? I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, maybe it's the same thing.
I feel like the governors have a different name.
I don't know.
I don't know. I live in a state that treats the position of governor as a joke, so
Hmm.
Not in our state. Have you seen our governor, JD?
Big Gretch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's all
honest.
you
be honest.
man.
You wouldn't want to take a dive into Big Gretch?
That's all you, buddy.
That's kind of.
I think she's freaking
I think
smoking.
She's probably going to be insulted when she hears this.
I think she's smoking hot. I don't care what anybody says. Smoking hot, powerful woman. Her teeth could blind you. So beautiful and so white and so straight.
Okay. All right.
Man, I'm telling you. All right, well, let's move on. JG's taking the reins again. It's extra content. We're getting ready to start back up. You guys.
No content like extra content.
All right, JD.
What did you
Who
call-
I
is
gave
this a
an
Swooshie
amazing
Pants?
intro for.
Is this a Swooshy Pants episode?
Swooshy Pants episode.
I think this is as swooshy as you can get pants.
Ooh.
Speaking of which, Gretch, she can rock a pantsuit too. She usually wears a skirt, I think.
Okay.
I feel like she's had laser hair removal on those legs. They look pretty slick and shiny.
I'm gonna get you an
Shiny.
autographed picture.
Pretty sure she lubes up really well.
I'm gonna get you an autographed campaign picture
Yeah,
for
want something else.
spank material.
I want her to sign my boobs.
Nice.
You sign my boobs,
I feel like you're like this is like harassment.
Nope.
Poor.
Nope.
It's just
Have her
lots of adoration.
I
Have her
believe
sign
Swan.
your lasered butt cheeks.
I believe Swan. What you're supposed to say is the viewpoints expressed by the Beaveman are not the viewpoint.
Oh yes, or by the rest of the Slaptail Nation squad.
But Big Gretch, if you're out there listening,
And you, Rod,
you have at
if
least
you want
one
to,
fan
yeah, you want
in the
to.
Slaptail Nation.
Actually, as our governor, I feel like Swan. She could just immediately give us an annulment.
Oh,
by
cool.
government, by her gubernatorial powers, she could say, you know what, he's mine.
I'm going to donate you to her campaign fund. So
you are now annulled.
Consider it done.
He's gonna be my kept man.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Cool.
Is that your fantasy, Beaveman?
It is now.
I mean,
To be the kept man in the gubernatorial dungeon?
Dude, you know how jacked I would be? So jacked.
All right.
shit.
Anyways,
Some butt implants. Fix my droopy eyelid.
maybe you could
Nice
get.
little BBL.
You would have your own personal trainer there, so you'd be safe. You'd be all good.
She likes to hunt and shoot, so. Well, I know she likes to shoot. I don't know if she likes to hunt, but. All right, let's stop talking about the governor, you guys.
Before
Yeah,
you need to
Beaveman.
take a break over here.
Before I have to excuse myself.
All right.
JD, you have the helm.
All right. So we're doing ghost stories.
Ooh, spooky swooshy pants stories.
One in particular.
Okay.
So we're going to be discussing a census-designated place just north of Fresno, where I spent many weekends as a Ute.
I'm sorry.
Coming up.
I'm sorry. What is it that you said?
A Ute?
I'm sorry.
Y-O-U-T?
Is that English? How many were
That's
there?
like a...
Like a baby,
like-
the baby JD. When he was
like
a
how
little Boy Scout, little Cub
People in
Scout.
New York say youths.
The two Utes. I'm sorry. This is a callback to my cousin Vinny Swan, in case you hadn't figured that out.
Mm.
You didn't, did you?
No.
Anyway.
She never saw that scene. She was probably
God,
talking to
she
her.
was so hot in that movie. Marissa Tomei.
Who's hotter, Marissa Tomei or Big Rich?
Marissa Tomei looks fucking good now. Ooh, she looks damn fine right now. But I don't feel like I have a shot with Marissa Tomei. I feel like I got a shot with the governor. So.
Well, Swan's all ready to send you down there, so.
I'm going to pack him up. It's a short drive. Hopefully she just doesn't return to sender.
She said nope.
No, thank you.
All right, so are you guys ready to dive into the monsters?
Well, I feel like it if the Swan would stop interrupting and saying mean things.
Oh, I'm demonizing you.
You're ready to
Because,
dive into
I'm,
Big Rich. Is what you're ready to dive.
I feel like I'm being demonized over here.
Hmm.
That's right. Let's dive in.
All right, so Friant, California, formerly known as Converse Ferry, Jones Ferry.
Harry.
Was that a Mike Cateo plug after the word ferry? Great timing.
Hmm.
Hamptonville and Pulaski throughout its history. It's a census-designated place, or CDP, in Fresno County, California, of course. The population rated just at 549 as of the 2010 census, and Friant is located 19 miles north of Fresno, California. For a place not even big enough to be considered fully a town, it's a place chock full of local history and paranormal lore.
Do they have a Dollar General?
Fair
They
question.
do not.
I mean, do they have a stop sign? What do they got in this town?
They have, I think, one stoplight
Okay. Tiny
and
little
a
town.
gas station, like a little strip mall
It would
with
be a
no real
good
businesses
place to
in there.
open a Dollar General.
But they have a
It
ferry.
would be. It'd be great.
Why do they have a ferry if they're that small?
They used to have a ferry.
Oh.
They no longer have a ferry. Hence the name change.
Okay.
Whether it's the tales of accidental deaths, suicides, and ghosts lurking at its southern point around Lost Lake, a location many locals refuse to venture to after dark. Stories of massive piles of rattlesnakes, mountain lion encounters, giant man-sized catfish, an inordinately high count of dredged-up drowning victims, a haunted historical courthouse, and the lake bottom fort of Millerton Lake to the north.
All I got from
Whereas-
that was giant piles. Like a giant with hemorrhoids. Giant piles. And then he goes, of snakes.
Catfish.
Giant piles.
Giant man-sized catfish
That's
had
gross.
been
That's
purported
normal.
to be spotted
That's normal.
at the base of the dam on the inside of the lake. Or, as we're here to discuss today, the very road that takes its namesake of the place itself, Friant Road.
The very what?
Road.
Road?
Road.
Road's a
Road.
funny word.
Road.
Road. Why is it funny?
Road.
She
Road.
wouldn't know.
Road.
She's asexual.
Rude. Road. Rah, 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 rah. Another movie
Sentence.
callback. Another movie callback, Swan.
Beaveman rode the governor in the gubernatorial mansion.
Hmm.
Friant plays host to a bevy of interesting stories, making a fun and interesting place to visit, or in the case of yours truly, spend many childhood weekends. The story in particular we will discuss today is the tale of the ghost sheriff of Friant Road.
Dun, dun, dun.
Over the years, sadly, there have been many traffic-related deaths along Friant Road. Many believe some of those who've met their end here still linger on to scare and warn those who are in danger of meeting a similar end. This is our preface for one of the more famous Friant ghost stories, and it goes like this.
Oh, I thought he was gonna break it down for us.
He is real soon. Like, can we know how's this road since you've been here? Is it like curvy and twisty? Is it like a long straight road that people drag race on? What's up with the road?
You know what else is curvy?
It's pretty much a long straight road, except when you get up towards the
Except
dam.
when it's not.
Except when it's curvy.
It starts winding up towards the hills, and then eventually leads to the casino,
Okay.
which is pretty much the end of the road.
You know what else is curvy?
A goose's penis.
Big Gretch.
Big Gretch, which makes me straight.
Ayo.
Hi-yo!
So the story goes as such. A driver is driving down
you're gonna tag this as like hail to Big Gretch or something, and we're gonna get canceled. Please listen,
or we
Big
might
Gretch.
not get canceled.
Please listen, Big Gretch, and you're gonna get an invite to her birthday party.
And Beaveman might get a new gig.
Mm.
Imagine he comes and does stand up at the opening of every of her campaign speeches or addresses. The driver
Come from a
is
state
driving
where you
down
have
Friant
no
Road.
rights to abortion? Try our latest product. Anyway.
Infanticide jokes opening for the governor.
That one's pre-infanticide.
Okay, here we go. Reset here. Spooky. Wow. A driver is driving down Friant Road late one night, speeding as the road had hardly any traffic. They're cruising along, no doubt blasting music, chatting away on the phone, and or mindlessly, dangerously texting while driving. When they see the familiar red and blue lights of a patrol car flashing behind them, they pull over and wait for the officer to approach. When the officer gets to the window, he asks the driver if they know how fast they were going and says that they should be more careful as there are always traffic accidents on that stretch of the road. Easy for me to say. And he could have been killed when the turn comes up. The officer's in a good mood and decides to write a warning ticket and let the driver go on their way. Confused as to what the ticket was for exactly, the driver goes to the station the next day to find out. When they show the ticket to the officer at the front desk, the officer is confused, a little bit surprised, and asks the driver where he got it from, as they haven't used that particular style of ticket in years. The driver tells them he was pulled over by a police officer and was given the ticket as a warning. They decide to check the badge number to see who had wrote it. When the officer looks it up, there's a look of shock on their face. The particular officer with that badge number who made the stop had died on Friant Road several years ago.
Damn!
It seems even in death, the sheriff of Friant Road is patrolling to make sure no one meets the same fate as he once did.
Hey, do you think that officer looked like this?
He looked like Large Marge from Pee Wee Herman.
Mangled, twisted. Like, there was a whole big long speech that went up with that, and I used to know it all by heart.
Fascinating.
It is.
The story is made all the more interesting when considering that, if this tale is true, and others like it, involving the same sheriff, there is a physical piece of actual evidence in the
I want
form
to see who has it.
of a speeding
I
ticket.
want to see it.
You know, it's got a nice physical piece.
Big Gretch.
I didn't say it.
I said.
Your words, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your guys' neck of the woods, do you have any haunted roads?
I don't think so.
Not that I know of.
Roads, no, because people die here all the time. Auto accidents, they just seem to be a thing.
They're dying too fast to come back.
I mean, we have a lot. I mean, I wonder how many auto accidents per capita we have in Michigan. I bet it's a lot because you got to dodge deer like constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the colder months are hell up there too. Ice, snow.
Not as bad as they used to be. But, back when it was really bad, we all had rear-wheel drive cars.
Yeah.
When it was really bad.
Yeah. Now cars are driven by computers that don't know how to handle things. The reason I ask, I feel like the haunted road or like the ghost car or ghost cop is like a classic urban legend across the U.S. And I feel like this story is just an extension of that.
Yeah. There's always a stretch of road somewhere. Either whether it's has like tons of accidents on it or if it's actually like haunted.
I will say this road in particular, Friant Road, if you're driving that during the daytime, no problem, piece of cake. As soon as it gets slightly dark out there, whole different feeling. Just something about that area in general. It's like the air's heavier there.
Interesting.
Do you think you would?
And it's only at night.
Do you think you would feel that way if you didn't know this story? Did you feel that way when you were a kid?
Yes. I still had that feeling, not knowing anything about the ghost sheriff.
Well, the ghost sheriff sounds pretty friendly, though.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude. Like he's warning you before the big curve and all the crazy stuff. So
there's a lot of variations on the story where, like, the reason they contacted the sheriff's office to begin with was to compliment the sheriff and say how nice he was during the interaction. So that's another variation of the story. But most of the reports report him being as like super nice, very helpful, not an asshole at all. So it's pretty interesting.
I wonder if do they report him as being obese?
I haven't seen any reports.
I'm like, if he's a thin cop, they gotta know that's a ghost.
Harsh.
Shout out to all our law enforcement listeners out there in Slaptail Nation. John thinks you're a fat piece of shit.
You don't need to know what city I live in or what I drive.
Please pull me over. They're going to be pulling you over just to show that they're not fat cops. Like, see,
look at me.
That guy was thin, trim, and professional.
And here's your ticket.
I only ate
Clearly, he died 50 years ago.
one donut this morning.
Clearly, he died 50 years ago.
Right.
So
yeah,
that cop doesn't look like he has bad cholesterol at all.
Friant Road's the main feature, but it does boast a lot of supposedly haunted locations. Lost Lake that I mentioned in the story. It's like the first spot you come to when you're technically inside Friant. They call it Lost Lake because it was created by the erection of the dam.
Nice.
erection.
Hell yeah.
Makes you think of what?
I was waiting for that.
Erection of the dam.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, I did.
But the reason they call it Lost Lake is because the water is not visible from the road.
Oh my
level.
God, dude. I just thought of an awesome name for a spooky porno.
Oh God. Let's
What
hear
you
it.
got?
Erection of the damned.
There's probably already one called that.
Well, if there isn't, someone make it. That's a great
Right.
title.
Zombie porn?
Yeah.
It's good times. But everyone swears up and down like you don't go to Lost Lake at night. You see some weird shit.
Probably you're seeing the freaking mob dump people in the lake.
Yeah.
Have you
I don't
been
know
there
how
at
much
night?
a heavy mob presence we have in the Central
Like,
Valley, but
Anybody want to go bobbing for body parts?
Oh, thanks.
around here, if you said it's a cartel drop-off point, I'd be more inclined to believe that. But
That too. Sure. Why not?
But yeah, it's a classic urban legend for a haunted road. Like, that coincides with America's fascination with motor vehicles.
Well, why don't you drive out there with a GoPro and just drive back and forth a bunch? Stop being a pussy.
See if I get pulled over.
Uh-huh.
Just keep
Just look
driving.
super
Just keep driving
suspicious.
back the same way, just over and over, like all night. Bring your coffee with you. Just keep driving back and forth. We'll send you gas money. Just keep driving back and forth.
Okay, I might have to make this video.
That'd be funny.
I'll go out there and jaywalk across Friant Road and see if I get stopped.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do that, just borrow a hospital gown from your hospital. Just walk it up and down like that.
Right.
There'll be some reports be like, some motherfucker scared the shit out of me.
If I'm going to do that, though, I'm going to wait a few months because we're getting into our foggy season,
Oh,
and that's
Yeah,
not
we
where you
don't-
want to be walking.
Have you been to this lake at night?
I have stayed at the lake until nightfall, but I've not made a point to go out there in the night.
why not?
It's too spooky.
So, just go.
One, it's dangerous for realistic reasons,
Why? What's realistic? Why is it dangerous?
such as mountain lions,
Mountain lions. You know how most of them
falling
are so skinny?
hazards.
Most of them are tiny. You just kick them in the nose.
Oh, okay. I'll wait till you come
Lions.
visit me. We'll go out there.
Mountain lions.
Is it super dark? Or is it
It is very
lighted?
dark.
Okay, so it's not like a city lighted area.
And then back in the day, when I was a kid, pre 9/11, you could actually walk onto the dam. And then, of course, now Homeland Security says, no, that's not allowed anymore.
Is Homeland
But,
Security out there?
Yeah, they guard the waterway.
Well, do they have any spooky stories?
I'm going to have to investigate that. I'll get back to you.
Interesting.
Um,
Intriguing.
But Friant Dam is also where the California Aqueduct feeds out of
Oh, okay.
to send water down to LA.
Interesting.
So it's like they keep a close eye on it, just in case.
How many bodies do you think they get out of the filter?
From the news stories, it's usually a few a year.
Oh, that's way less than I thought. I thought they'd be like skimming bodies out every day.
I don't know if it's every day. During the summer, it might be like 2 or 3 a week.
See, that's why the catfish are so big.
Yeah, they're eating well.
Bottom feeders. What other spooky stories you got?
The rattlesnakes, they hang out on the spillway
Piles of
when
them.
water's not flowing, and there's piles of them.
But they're more scared of you than you are of them. But that also makes them more likely to bite your ass.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, fuck.
and their striking speed is phenomenal.
Not as fast as a cat.
Those mountain lions probably eat those snakes. Now that I think
House
about
cat's
it.
faster than a mountain lion.
Are they?
A house cat has like amazing speed. They compared I watched something where they compared the speed of like most animals, like how quick their movements are. And the cat's like number one, man.
And cats' reflexes are like super, super fast.
Yeah, a cat is faster than a cobra. Pretty crazy.
Lost Lake, they have a sighting of a lady in white, which
Why are
is
they
another
always in
classic
white?
urban
Because you wouldn't see them if they were in
legend-type
black.
story.
Oh. Well, I mean, they could be in like reflective hot pink.
Ain't nobody wearing purple.
Nobody wearing purple.
Nobody wearing purple. Well, it's probably a lot of Urona if it's by a lake.
Yeah, but
Let the man talk, Swan.
Stop interrupting. Jeez.
Jeez.
so
So
yeah, they have
rude.
their kind of own water spirit at Lost Lake. People won't fish there after dark. They won't go down there after dark.
So she's not hot.
I mean, maybe she's hot initially and then she turns into something scary.
I wouldn't go down there if she's not hot either. I don't need to see some ugly chick. I see those all the time.
Harsh.
I thought I had my own La Llorona encounter one time.
Uh-huh.
I
You
used to
tell?
do patrol security. We had this site called Woodward Lakes, which was off of Friant Road, funnier or not. And I had this lockup at their clubhouse there. And I'm going about my business doing the lockup, locking up the chain that, went from one point to the other across to the front of the parking lot entrance. And I happened to look up across the street on the curb that's like catty corner of where I was. And there's this lady wearing a white nightgown, long black hair. She's sitting on the curb, her head down, arms folded, and her black hair was just like completely hanging down, covering her face.
Mm.
So as soon as I saw that, I don't think I completed that lockup faster than that ever. the whole entire time that I continued working there, and I GTFO'd.
Really? You didn't even go like investigate?
Nah, I wasn't playing around with that time. If I'm gonna die,
Probably
it's
just
not
a
gonna be while
crack-o.
I'm working.
Probably just a crack hole.
Probably, or someone that just got in a fight with their girlfriend or boyfriend that had to go out to the curb and cry about it.
Probably somebody who
Yes.
needed your help, JD.
Yeah.
I
What
wasn't
And you
sticking around to
just, you were
find out.
like, you did the freaking, what's it called?
Hey, don't go in there. Don't
The
go in
Speedy
there, big.
Gonzalez thing.
Well, if they needed help, they can get it from someone else.
Andale arriba.
Hmm.
Beaveman, have you ever had any spooky encounters?
I don't think so. But the problem is I don't remember anything. Like ever.
Yes, that CTE's a motherfucker, ain't it?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember anything spooky ever happening to me. The only thing that is even remotely interesting that ever happens to me is occasionally I catch a vision, I catch a glimpse of Tigger out of the corner of my eye. That's about it. Tigger was our cat. That's the only thing
Oh, okay.
interesting that ever happens.
I thought you meant the actual animated Tigger.
Yeah,
I
Tigger,
was
he
like,
does. He, he's
That
bouncy,
sounds like
bouncy,
an
trouncy,
acid
bouncy,
flashback.
fun. Probably the most wonderful thing about Tigger is he's the only one.
Mm-hmm.
But no, sometimes I catch a glimpse and I swear it's Tigger. But that's it. And it's always out of the corner of my eye because when I turn, he's gone.
No,
She's
you
gone.
had a on the stairs incident
We're talking about Willis.
where you said on the stairs and the smell, the scent of grandma on the stairs.
Yeah, but I think that's just lingering smell.
I
Residual.
didn't smell it.
Hmm.
Like the rest of us didn't.
Well,
So maybe that was your thing.
maybe. I don't know.
Maybe she just came to say thank y'all.
I feel like I had an incident. It was last Wednesday night because we had
Oh,
Thursday.
this is recent.
Yeah, recently, like the last Thursday that we had our open mic. We came home, and it was like midnight when we
Didn't
got
fuck?
home. Didn't fuck. That's it's just a
Oh,
given.
That's a normal night, right?
Yeah, typical night. Mm-hmm. So came
Book a
home.
night in the lodge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stupid. I was in the Beaveman's room doing my social
Nothing.
media post.
Doing nothing.
Doing my social media post, and the dog
Watching
fell
porn.
asleep in there. So I left her in there, shut the door, went to my room, shut the door, and normally I get up to go to the bathroom a couple times a night. Well, it was late.
Because of her prostate.
Because of my prostate, yeah. Just because I'm a bad sleeper, and if I have to go a little bit, I get up to go because I can't fall back asleep. So anyway, it was probably midnight or so, and I went to sleep. And the next thing I know, it was light enough to be almost light outside, so it had to be close to 6 a.m. But I
All
didn't
right,
look.
so it's light enough outside to almost be
To
light
be
outside.
time to get up. Yeah, like
I mean, if it's light out, if you have light outside,
mm-hmm.
it's not almost light out.
Not
It's
fucking
almost
midnight,
light.
pitch black in my room. So I'm like, oh, it's getting close to time to get up. But my alarm hasn't gonna go off yet. So I'm gonna try to go back to sleep. I'm not gonna get up to go to the bathroom. So I was awake enough to know, whatever. So and then all of a sudden I felt on my left shoulder blade, a hand touch me. It was just warm and it was there. And I literally thought it was the Beaveman coming in to come in or let the dog into the room
Get
with me. Yeah, to get some. No, to let the dog into my room because normally she wakes us up for feed the doggy time, even if it's early. But I looked around and no one was there. The door was still shut. The dog wasn't in the room. And then it was gone. But I literally felt the presence and I felt a hand on my shoulder.
You should have known
You
it wasn't
felt
me.
warm?
We never touch each other.
It's true.
Warmth or cold?
Warm. Warm. And that's why I thought it was my little grandma's hand, because her hands
Had
were
the
always,
softest little warm hands.
her hands were so soft and tiny and so always warm. Her hands were never cold. Her hands
So if your hands were cold, she would grab your hands and
hold them. Mm-hmm. And
So it wasn't necessarily a spooky encounter. It was just a weird instance.
Yeah, and I was planning on going to her house last weekend. So I was like,
You
well,
were-
maybe she's telling me she's here and all the things, and it's fine. We're going to her house to clean and get rid of things and declutter and get it ready to put up for sale. So
It'd be like what Beaveman and I talk about all the time about manifesting.
Yeah. Oh.
Tulpa
Mhm.
so
or egregore or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're into that stuff, it's cool.
I mean, I've had stuff like that happen to me lots of times since I was a kid, but I haven't had it with grandma.
I think it's mostly just the tumor.
It's probably the tumor. It's,
Probably
my
just the
head.
brain tumor.
I had an MRI last year. There's no tumor.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
How about you, JD? Other than the time you blew off that poor helpless young lady, have you had any other spooky? JD, are you like my dad? Have I told you any of these stories about my dad? He does the most ridiculous things. So my dad and my mom were in Mexico, and they were on a bus. They were sitting on the bus, and the bus somehow caught on fire. And my dad stood up, ran out the back of the bus, and left, pushed my mom out of the way to get out of the bus. Didn't apologize, anything. He was just off the bus, gone.
His first thought was like, save myself, not others. Like, well,
so when I'm with people, I'm not that bad. But if it's just me there, I'm cool. GTFO.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's fine. Honestly, it's if you're with somebody else, you're like, what's our play here? We need to see what's going on here, or what's up, you know?
And also with me being at work and it being across the street, is one of those like not my problem type of situations. So, yes, it was more to do with that than.
What about your dad incident where like he was out in the pole barn and someone came or something?
Oh yeah.
Tell us that one.
I can't completely remember that. No, it didn't. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. I just remember that he just didn't give a shit about my mom. That's all I remember. What do you remember?
Like someone knocked on the door.
There was like a wanderer. There was
or
like
there was like the police came up saying, "Did you see anybody or whatever? Lock your doors." And like he's like, "Nope, didn't see anybody." And he didn't even go check on your mom who was in the house by herself.
Yeah, but didn't he like lock himself in the pole barn?
Yeah, I think so. He must have he locked himself in. Didn't even like go check on her at all.
He could have just called my mom who was in the house. He didn't do anything.
He's just barricading.
Pretty much.
They told me this story one time where there was this was a long time ago before I was born, and they used to live in a trailer on our property where we're at now while they were building the house. And there was like apparently this guy who would like peep on people.
As you do.
As people do, I guess, like in the middle of the night and like be creepy. And he tried to enter the trailer and my mom like kicked him like
nice
straight up out of the trailer. Like ninja kicked him.
And your dad was probably snoring away.
Probably.
And didn't even like get up.
Probably.
I want to hear that. I would love to hear your mom's version of stories. I know she doesn't like tell them.
She won't tell. It was my grandma who told me that story.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my kidnapping story.
You got kidnapped?
I think I shared that with you guys on an old podcast.
I don't recall a kidnapping story, so do tell. Let's hear your kidnapping story for our final story.
So I was probably like 5, 6 at the time, and it happened in the same mobile that we live in now, except I lived here with my parents then.
So JD, is this trailer that you're in right now? This is like your what's the word? Your like your inheritance?
Your legacy.
Yes.
Like a legacy trailer.
Absolutely.
I, Lord JD Hutchins, this was
Lord
bequeathed.
of the
This was my bequeathal from my family.
My single wide mobile home, which I rule with an iron fist.
Lies.
Anyways. My dad was at work during this time. We live in a mobile home park, and this was in the 90s, so we didn't always lock the back door. We're in a gated community, technically. Like, whatever.
That's very progressive.
I've never had my door unlocked since this incident, so we learned.
What is a gated community?
You have to go through a gate to get in.
I said, what is a gated community?
Gated.
That's what I said. It's very progressive.
Gated?
Very progressive of him to live in a gated community.
Yes.
A gated community.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The
Carry
gate's
on.
broken always. It never works. So it's not
It's
really.
useless.
It's just there for looks.
It looks cool. It looks in theory like it might keep someone out if it was ever closed. But it's not, so it doesn't. Anyways, Dad was gone. Mom was in the restroom. I'm out in the living room, probably playing Super Nintendo at that time during that year. It was like 94, maybe 93, somewhere in there. Next thing I know, I hear a female voice. Hi, hey, son.
Give me the toilet paper. We're out of toilet paper. And I told you to run to the corner store and give me a pack of smokes. When's your father coming home?
Was that what
So
it
I
sounded
turned.
like?
Not quite. So I turn around and like, hey, I don't know that fucking lady. That's not my mom. But she keeps calling me son. Like, come here, son. We need to go. All this type of shit. And she just like makes a beeline towards me, picks me up from underneath the underarms, and like
Throws out her back.
picks me up, carries me right out the house. So my mom's in the restroom and here's the back door shut.
JD.
So she's
What are you doing out there? I told you to get my
Who's your new
smoke.
friend?
my mom did not sound like Henry Zabrowski's mom. Beaveman.
No,
So she hears the back door close.
She sounds like this. Oh,
And immediately panics, like, oh shit, he ran outside. Unbeknownst to her, like, I'm being kidnapped actively, right? So she comes flying out, gets to the stairs, and sees me going down the driveway with some random lady. And all the commotion starts, right? She starts yelling and screaming. Luckily, the across the row neighbor happened to be outside and saw this lady, like, carrying me down the driveway and saw my mom going apeshit. And was like, immediately, this is not right. And, like, made a beeline towards her and stopped her from basically kidnapping me. And then a few minutes later, cops showed up. Reports were made. Dad got a call at work. He immediately came home. And, yeah.
So did they catch this lady or she just ran away?
Just
She was-
She he never said if she was caught or not. He said cops, like,
So
did they
come to
put
find out,
JD down?
she was an eloped mental patient who was on psych hold. And she had schizophrenia, who knows what, all types of disorders. And
yeah, but
basically
maybe
thought
she
I
lived.
was...
But maybe she lived in a double wide. You could have.
Maybe you were looking like
yeah,
her
who
kid
knows?
that,
You could have gone up. You could have gone up to a double wide.
Or I
Yeah.
could be in the forest somewhere, scattered into a million pieces. knows?
Schizophrenic people don't kill people. They kill themselves.
That's fair.
You
So, yeah,
probably
that
looked
was
like her, like, kid or something that she
the time I
lost.
was
Here's
almost
the
kidnapped.
twist.
She was a
Her
ghost.
child had been dead for 15 years.
Ooh, probably. That was the cause of her break. Yeah.
Interesting story. Yeah, nothing interesting ever happens to me. Or it probably has. I just straight up don't remember.
You just reminded me, though, when you started your story of when I was a kid, we went to Kmart with my mother.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Kmart.
R.I.P. Kmart.
Kmart.
Yeah, I was probably about 6 to 6. I mean, I was probably young because
Ices.
You were 6'6".
no, I was probably 6, probably 5, 6, not any older than that. And
Ooh,
we
like
went to
Sorry, so
Kmart.
you were 5'6", or you were 5 to
5
6?
to 6 years old.
I see.
Went to Kmart with my mom and her friend that lives in Canada because they used to always come
Right.
over from Canada because it was cheaper to go shopping here. So we're in
So this was
Kmart.
the Kmart in Detroit.
Uh-huh. Yep, Kmart in Detroit because, I grew up in Detroit.
Yep.
Yep. And anyway, I was probably being a brat because they had us at the store all fucking day.
Truth.
And
Probably.
I was like climbing under
We
the
know.
under the racks, how like, so and, like
Speaking of racks,
You know who's got a nice rack?
Big Reg.
your words, not mine. I didn't say a thing.
It's a
Hey,
team
I don't live in
effort.
that state. I can talk as much shit as I want.
So anyway, I was like under the racks and all the thing. And then the next thing you know, I'm looking for my mom and her friend and they are nowhere to be found. They fucking left me at Kmart and didn't realize it for like 5 minutes when they were like,
Damn.
oh, where's the kid? Had to come back, and I was in like the little security office in Kmart.
Swan, what
myself.
were you saying about repressed rage earlier?
Yeah, it was that. They freaking left me at
Yeah.
Kmart,
You
man.
need some serious therapy.
Can't imagine why. You're so angry.
But I prescribe dressing goth,
Mm-hmm.
becoming a
I
nympho,
Mm-hmm.
and being more interesting.
Ah. So, yeah.
With my
And still do therapy.
excessive medical knowledge that I picked up by doing security at the hospital over the last year, I second Beaveman's opinion
Ah.
and agree with him wholeheartedly.
Thank you, Lord JD.
Excellent.
You're welcome.
And now you have 2 professional opinions, Swan.
Great. How about I just invoke rage on this podcast like you do, and that's how we'll do my therapy.
You do.
How I will do my therapy, and I will continue to repress those memories and, hold it all inside.
That's all fine and well,
As
but
long as I do part 2.
you will look better wearing black while doing it.
Yep.
Ah.
Exactly. Maybe a corset.
Mm-hmm. Like yours?
Maybe some.
Okay, can I borrow
cool hairdos.
yours?
No, mine is for me.
Oh, okay.
Mine is just for me.
Maybe some.
You're not going to defend it?
Maybe a choker.
You're a waist trainer?
Maybe a choker. It's a corset. It is not a waist trainer. It's a corset.
Maybe a
Embrace
nice,
the corset, man. Embrace
Nice
it.
new septum piercing.
No.
Not that.
I probably need a new tattoo, though. I've already decided.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That goes without saying.
Yeah, but it's so much easier to dress before you get a tattoo. To dress that way and
And
change your
practice
attitude
it.
a little bit and be like slightly cool.
Okay.
Matter of fact, for anyone listening to this right now that's contemplating getting a new tattoo, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
You need one.
Unless it's that weird one where the monkey's bending over and you see his butthole. That one's weird.
Yeah, that one's dumb.
That one's pretty dumb.
On the belly button.
Yeah, it's just not cool. Anyway,
I mean, it'd be fun to poke every once in a while.
you know what else would be fun to poke?
What?
Big Gretch.
Big Gretch?
I didn't say it. I did not say it. Didn't say it.
I'm going to see if I can get you invited to her birthday party. I don't know when her birthday
I
is.
feel like there's just too many people. We wouldn't really get a chance to get to know one another. Too many people there. Too many fake people
Here's
there.
the question. Are we alienating like half your audience right now by shouting out Big Gretch?
Do you really think that half my audience is Republicans?
You can be
Probably
whatever
not,
you
but-
want to be.
You can, but I don't really feel like
But I
the
don't.
majority of the people who listen to us are probably super conservative. We're not like a super conservative podcast.
No.
No.
Oh, I'm shocked.
But if you're listening and you like us, that's cool.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that oh, whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I would think that we probably don't have a lot of conservative listeners. I'm just saying. That's what I think.
You don't think you shoehorn in some conservatives via your background in the military?
Well, I mean,
think-
not everybody who was in the military is a conservative either. So,
That's true. I guess I'm
I'd
being-
still say it's probably like a 50-50, honestly.
I mean,
Anyway.
even if you did have conservative listeners, or maybe you do, it wouldn't take long for them to figure out this is not a conservative podcast.
No, it would not take long. It absolutely would not. Try our new product, pre-infanticide.
Ian Fantasy.
Live in a state where abortion is illegal and don't feel that this is the right time in your life. Try our other product line, pre-infanticide, brought to you by the people who made Infanticide and Raid.
Don't use
Hey,
this
an
on your baby.
extermination company is an extermination company either way,
Exactly.
right?
A pest is a pest.
Alrighty then. Shall we?
For the record,
Yes.
I think both parties suck, and we need to tear the whole thing down and just start over.
I think we don't need parties.
Exactly.
We don't.
We
Absolutely
need
not.
platforms, not parties.
We need people who are going to speak for the people. A billionaire cannot speak for me. Sorry.
Nope.
Correct.
The fuck do they know about us? Nothing.
I'm sorry, Swan. Did I interrupt your outro?
No. You're good.
Makes me
I
really
was just
angry.
going to try to wrap up the Swooshie Pants episode because JD has to go pick up his child.
Okay.
It's that time.
It is. I was trying to keep it all.
Thanks for
in.
killing the buzz there,
Sorry.
Swan.
Maybe if I'm still contemplating. I mean, I'm not contemplating. We're doing it. We're donating you to Big Gretch's campaign fund.
I'm not worth anything. What would be donated? You're not going to get any money for me.
I'll get rid of you. I mean,
You can get rid of me anytime you want.
Heyo. Bye. From the Swan.
Well, I guess we're cutting it. We're cutting it down. We're out. We're about to start back up our regular season here in September, which is just around the corner.
Woohoo.
I think the first episode I really want to do is to go over my 23andMe report.
That sounds
Oh,
exciting.
Shocking surprises in there, people. We're gonna have a lot
Teaser.
of
This
fun.
is a teaser.
I don't have anything coming up. Do I have anything coming up? I don't have anything coming up, do I?
I
There's a
don't-
lot of scouting. I'm pretty sure. No, I know I've got stuff coming up in September that I really need to keep track of.
Yeah, you probably do. You got some
Really
things
Google
coming up in
calendars work
September.
wonders.
Yeah, one would think. All right, well, then that's it for me, the Beaveman. I want to say thank you to all our listeners all over the world who stuck it out with us all these years. You guys never know. Someday we could be famous. Good Lord. You know what? You know how you get somewhere in life? Consistency. I'm a firm believer of that. My
Never
consistent
stop.
anger has led me farther and farther toward the dark side, and I'm just about to achieve my powers. Pretty sure soon I will be able to shoot force lightning from my fingertips. So you just got to keep on keeping on.
And you're initiating Swan to release hers.
Yeah, but she can't be my apprentice. I already have one. So rule of two. Sorry. Anyway, that's it for me, the Beaveman. I want to thank JD for his spooky story. And hopefully he will get out there to that Friant Road and see something spooky.
I have a mission.
Mission.
Choose to accept.
You should choose to accept it. I would totally go out to the lake at night if JD was with me.
Well, maybe I'll ship you to Fresno.
So you can kick me in the leg and run if anything happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't have to run fast. I just got to run faster than you.
That's
Working
right.
on your cardio.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Adios. Mooch fuckos.
And from the Swan, we have our next things coming up every third Thursday at the Dormouse Theater open mic. Next one is September 19th. That is a Thursday. And then that Friday, September 20th, will be our first show back to our show season. September 20th at, I don't think it's 8 o'clock? 8:30? 8:30?
I feel like it's
I don't know.
8:30.
We'll post that. But next show is September 20th. It's a Friday at the Dormouse Theater.
Nice.
Great
Could be
lineup.
8:30.
And
Show up at 8 just in case.
yeah, I think it's doors at 8, show at 8:30, and it's Krista's birthday.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
We're gonna have cake.
Ooh.
Yeah, frosting. Yeah.
Mhm.
Bye from the Swan.
That's you, JD.
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
There's only 3 of us.
Thanks to everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed my spooky story and diving once again into the depths of the monster's lair. And remember, as always, the only real monsters in this world are humans.
And the one in my pants.
Heyo.
Hey-o.
Hi-yo!